What is up, guys? Welcome to another night of the Night Talk here on the Freedom Revolution Network. I am your host, Dwayne Lanham, with your original co-host, Tilo.
Good evening, y'all.
What is up, guys? Thank you for being here at the Freedom Revolution Network. So
I'm hearing blings.
Yeah, I gotta share.
Does that mean you're important, Dwayne?
It wouldn't call me important, but I wouldn't call me not important either, because there's a certain person watching who, if I said that I'm not important, I would probably die. So, okay. Shut Facebook off and I won't get dings. But yes, I am important, but I'm not responding to certain important messages right now because I'm on a show. Even though it's my fiance, I should probably respond, but I am on a show. I don't even have my phone over here with me, dude, either, so I can't really respond. My phone's on the other side of the room.
Wow.
So if she kicks my ass later, she kicks my ass. So it's charged. But guys, what is up? So guys, we have an impending doom. Yes, I would be mad if you said you weren't important. Oh my God, she's in Twitch. Ag.
I see that.
I'm not getting away with this at all, am I? Ag. Well, TLO, I tried.
Yeah, right.
This makes this even more.
Private eyes are watching you.
Dude, it feels like... Okay, so to the topic, before I get yelled at even more. Guys, we have the inauguration coming up in literally 2 days. We have 75,000 military National Guard members in Washington, D.C. You got troops moving from Fort Bragg more into the south. How much more south can they go from Fort Bragg, TLO?
That's interesting. Obviously, you'd be looking at the border. I'm not sure if they're expecting a large influx. I do believe there's another one of those large migrant caravans that are coming up from, I believe, Guatemala. So that could be what they're sending those troops down for.
Oh, do we have another fucking caravan coming? Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, I do believe there is another caravan en route. I believe once they saw that it was official that Biden was declared the president, they all decided to, come on down.
I don't understand that, do you?
I see their point of view, but I don't really understand the measures that they go through.
I don't either. Sorry, I'm just trying to shut off notification volumes and system sounds. Sorry, guys. TLO, can you still hear?
Yeah, I can still hear.
All right, I had to shut my system sounds off. That way I don't get blinged with anything else. Zoom meetings, turn Discord down. Sorry, guys. Fucking didn't know my notifications were on. Yes, I love you. Ugh, you know I love you. You don't even have to say that. But how much further south can they really go? Let's think about it for a minute. Fort Bragg is literally at the... What, in Texas?
It is in Texas, but there's still, I do believe a good at least a couple hundred miles from Bragg to the border. So that's what I'm saying is they're probably just moving troops down there just in case something crazy goes on with the borders. Because it would be a bad look for the new Democrat and democratically elected president to all of a sudden have all these migrants show up on his doorstep. You know, he's already got a lot of stuff on his plate. So like this is going to be one of those things that's just kind of like possibly the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Let's talk about that for a minute. So since we're on the verge of talking about the presidency and we're 2 days away from Biden being elected.
Well, Biden being officially sworn into office is the technicality. He's president-elect, so it's already been decided. He just actually needs to swear in, and that's what's going to go down on Wednesday.
Shoot me now.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I know there's going to be some, you know, pushback at the Capitol, but I believe, you know, we're not dealing with just everyday situation here, so there might be some more espionage to it than just a blatant all-out, you know, everyone rushing to the Capitol.
Right, and you know what? And here's my thing too. Since we're gonna talk, I don't even have my fucking banner up. Are you fucking serious? Oh my god, this is fucking horrible. I am so off track tonight. Sorry, guys. No, it's like Biden already has to worry about assassination attempts and everything else. If I'm not saying there is any.
Well, see, and that's the thing is, like, I doubt there's really going to be an assassination attempt because, I mean, from all the outcry that I hear from the right or the GOP, they definitely fear Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi a lot more than they fear Biden.
I mean, yeah, I would too.
So I doubt there's going to be any actual plot to take out Biden.
There's already fucking people already saying they're going to file articles of impeachment for Biden a month after he's president.
Well, I mean, and that's their right. They can, you know, they can file it all they want. Granted, it's probably not going to go very far in the system, but you know, they can go ahead and file it because they've done that numerous times before with other presidents to make just a show. I mean, just like with Iran putting out an arrest warrant for Trump. I mean, yeah. Seriously, do you really think that there's going to be any country that really wants to give up an American former president, no matter how despised or unliked he is?
Interpol already cleared it. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, but Interpol has no fucking teeth. Interpol's the same damn establishment that let 19 damn assassins into America under all sorts of false pretenses, and we had freaking 9/11.
I mean, yeah, you.
So these are the same blowhards that had that info, and you know, acted how they did, and we ended up with what went down. So, like, yeah, Interpol. I mean, hell, look at with Assange. I mean, Interpol had an arrest warrant for his ass, and he's just now been arrested. What, almost a decade later?
I mean, yeah, I mean, but let's really talk about this though here for a minute. You know, as we seen Interpol clear this arrest warrant, which now gives the Iranian government permission to step on the U.S. fucking soil. Now, mind you, this could be World War III on our own back door.
And there's another misconception. Any conflict with Iran would be over like it was before. And that was just involving, you know, Iraq and just the neighbors. Like, that's the biggest thing is, like, people always, like, fear these countries, say, like, Iran, Iraq sometimes, North Korea, Russia, China. But the thing about it is, yeah, they can bolster all they want, but when it comes down to it, they would mostly be on their own, because they'd be going against a lot of people's trade agreements if they were to go to war with the West. And that it would just cause too much strife in the long term. I mean, that's part of the reason why Japan entered World War II in the first place, was because they were kind of in that situation. They were trying to kind of puff out their chests and whatnot, and there's sanctions. Their economy was starting to tank, and so they felt they had no other options but to lash out. Hence Pearl Harbor. And so,
right,
like, yes, you may have like these countries and these actors, these foreign actors that may lash out, but an actual full-on conflict is probably unlikely. There
right.
might be skirmishes. I mean, something more akin to, say, the Bosnia War, because that was actually more of like a regional, but you still did have multinational players involved on both sides. So I would see something play out more like that than an actual full-on World War III. I mean, all countries have been devastated by COVID. You know damn well, especially China and especially Russia. And hell, we'll put Kim Jong-un right there at the very, very fucking top of the list, because their populations, damn well, have been decimated by the pandemic. And they're not fessing up to the numbers of the people that they've actually lost. I mean, there's already been proof that Russia's concealing numbers, China's concealing numbers. I mean, China's still locking off, 10 million plus cities when they have, a couple of cases pop up, because they're that worried and that concerned that it'll flare up again, because it probably will.
Right.
Like, it sounds like this thing will flare up back and forth for the foreseeable future.
Right. In TLO, I found out how to fix your fucking screen. If you go into settings, I think on your phone you'll click more.
Yeah.
Go into settings, go into general, and click where it says audio avatar.
Yeah.
If it's not blue check mark it.
Well, it was blue check marked.
Well, click it and unclick it.
Yep.
And then shut your camera off.
All right. Let's see if that.
Oh, TLO left me. What the fuck? Oh, he shut it off. TLO!
Yeah, it just booted me out when I tried to do that.
Right, try shutting your camera off for a quick second. There you go.
Yeah, probably was because of the silly update or whatever.
Yeah,
that's
but it worked. Yeah, but shut up. You were beside me. You didn't disappear.
Well, no, I thought it did, because it kicked me out of StreamYard. I had to come back in the StreamYard into the studio and everything. So
no, if you shut your camera off, you'll appear right beside me, like I am now.
I know.
You just got.
I just need to change my avatar or whatever. I don't mind the glow of my mood lighting.
Dude, I like that. So let's get back to the whole thing. We have Russia, China. Somehow Japan got into the mix of this fucking shit.
Well, no, I was just mentioning that's how they had stumbled upon into World War II, was they were cut off, isolated, their resources were dwindling, and so they basically had no options but to lash out. And so that would be the kind of response we could assume or expect from, especially like North Korea, but even say Russia or China. Like, they've even said that there might be certain conflicts that will arise in the South China Sea, because China is changing their laws and basically saying it's okay for them to take up land wherever they feel, i.e. the man-made islands in the South China Sea, because it says there's like some little bylaw line or something in there like protecting their future resource interests or some bullshit sideways, something like that. And so a lot of people, a lot of pundits, a lot of think tanks are looking at that as like that's their little clause that they put in the law,
right,
that allows them to kind of try and be more of a bully on the international stage.
All right, if we're gonna pull it like that, okay. If that's the way they're gonna think, and we want to go back to World War I and World War II and yada yada yada, why not bring Germany into the fucking equation? Look how bad their military got fucked after World War II.
Well, most
in the sanctions,
most nations, most regimes that are the losers of a major conflict usually are the sufferers of the major, loss of infrastructure, loss of people and personnel, even civilians, not just army personnel or military or anything like that, but even civilians. Because obviously, say like when we marched into Berlin, obviously we had tore the shit out of it beforehand. We'd absolutely just bombed it. So all those poor civilians that were in Berlin at that time, whether they were Nazis or not, got lit. And so the same you could assume will happen in any other conflict.
Right. Well, where I was going with that, look at the fucking sanctions we put on fucking Germany and fucking took half their artillery and airplanes and shit.
Yes. Like even to this day, they're still building up their military, as is Japan. But that happens with any major loser of any major conflict. Like they'd lose resources, and especially if they were naughty country or nation, then they usually get all sorts of additional sanctions and whatnot. Just like you said, like Berlin and Germany was, basically a ghost town. I mean, there weren't any job opportunities. The economy was tanked because nobody wanted to do business with them. I mean, there's all sorts of repercussions about doing that. So, yeah, there's a lot of angst and there's a lot of pissing contests going on out there. But whether or not it actually goes down to an actual firefight is probably unlikely. Well, it's possible, but it's unlikely.
Well,
the more likely conflict would be actually here on the soil, with people who consider themselves patriots versus people who they deemed as terrorists and whatnot. Because there is definitely a big chasm and divide in our country, and most people say that that's going to be the conflict that's going to challenge Biden the most, not any or other like foreign or international thing.
Well, I mean, right, but here's my thing, okay? And this is how I feel, and I'm gonna state this while I'm getting up to shut my light off because my head's hurting a little bit. So here's my thing. Can you still hear me, TLO?
Yes.
So here's my thing, okay? As we really take a look at how everything's going. I mean, for God, Jesus Christ, here's my thing, and the reason I'm saying World War III could possibly pop off our back door. Is because we have 75,000 members of the U.S. National Guard heading to D.C. Okay? These people that are bringing guns, bombs, whatever they're bringing, right? And I'm just throwing hypothetical out here, if this even happens. But there's been trucks being found, everything being found from guns to bombs, trucks full of them, TLO. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and I'll always look at those with a grain of salt because there's definitely also still the media that's trying to play games. And so you always have to try and research and see if those things actually transpire, because there's a lot of bullshit news stories that are going out there. There really are. Because, like, there's this news story I saw earlier today, and I was like, this can't be serious. Because if this is just an absolute asinine joke. It was something to the effect that some sort of European sex researchers or something said that, like, the worst offense to man is heterosexual relationships. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what? And these motherfuckers call themselves scientists. How did, the human race?
What?
Exactly. How did the human race propagate? How did it keep going for, thousands, if not millions of years without heterosexual sex? Like, let's just be real here. Like, I don't care what side of the fence you like to fuck on. It's just, like, realistic and logistic wise, like, the human race, if it was that bad, the human race would have, and we didn't do it, the human race would die out now. If not, it would have already died out a long time ago. So, like, I don't know. And so, like, I'm doing research and seeing if this is an actual thing or if it's just something put out there by some weird, like, sideways Twitter news farm that comes up with some bullshit to try and incite people, because there is definitely a degree of that.
Right, but this, I don't think it's something asinine, because I believe it was the one, I believe Scarlett shared it, and I saw it. But so here's my thing, okay? Is that, we have the National Guard in DC. Biden will be literally sworn into presidency within 24 hours. Within a little less than 48 hours.
Correct, a little less than 48.
He will be sworn in on Thursday, the 21st, at noon, at high noon.
Should be the 20th.
Then tomorrow's the 20th. Fuck.
Yeah.
Will be sworn in as the President of the United States. Now, catch this. If you guys are watching on my Facebook, please either go to Freedom Revolution Network on YouTube or Freedom Revolution Network on Facebook and go watch it there, because I can't see comments on my Facebook and I'm not going through audio issues tonight. So, and then plus we got threats that I guess today people were supposed to storm the Capitals. I haven't seen it or heard anything yet about them storming the Capitol, so I don't know. God,
I believe there's only one Capitol that they had some folks gathering outside of and causing a ruckus. I think it might have been Wyoming.
Well, and then I think Governor Walz has instituted the National Guard because of threats in the Capitol.
Oh yeah, no.
Seen that.
And I mean, it's quiet around here. I doubt there would be any of that sort of strife here, just because, first off, a lot of the people that voted for Biden reside in this area and the Capitol, so it's not like there's like a whole bunch of Minnesotans that would feel inclined to fight. Because I think the most that I've seen, as far as like people who support Trump, in the couple of hundreds, maybe 500 tops, but definitely not anywhere near like the size of crowds that I've seen anything as far as like the protests after George Floyd.
Right.
Even some of these ones with the mask wearing and whatnot, even those ones had a bunch more people than any of the Trump supporter ones. So like in this neck of the woods, there's not too many Trump supporters. There are in the rural areas, but the rural areas are super scared right now to come into the cities, because I mean, to be honest, it is definitely dicey in the cities, but I lived through the time period when Minneapolis had as much deaths, if not more, than New York City, and it was dubbed Murderapolis.
Right.
And so, yeah, the streets are bad, but they definitely don't feel like they're more so than any other period. It just
Right.
seems like it's eerily quiet because there could be stuff going on in the background.
Right.
Whispers among households, stuff like that. But as far as like anybody getting all together, getting a bunch of pickup trucks down University Avenue, which is one of our main thoroughfares towards the Capitol, you don't see any of that.
Right. And for those of you asking, I just got a comment on my Facebook page. Did you dye your hair blue? Yes, motherfuckers, my hair is completely fucking blue. It is blue, okay? My fucking hair looks like...
Yes, we've established it's blue.
Yes, it's fucking blue, and it's going to stay blue for about a good 2 years. This is where I'm fucking keeping it. Ain't no more fucking brown coming through my fucking head. So y'all can go fuck off. I like my hair. For once in my life, I love my hair color. But, sorry, back to the equation. Yes, I had to address that question. Yes, it's blue. And no, I'm not a fucking Smurf.
Huh.
Get banned, bitch. But so, anyways, like I was saying, only reason I know there's how many troops there are in DC is because a buddy of mine has been deployed to Washington, D.C.
And you also have to remember National Guard.
I know who that is. I know who that is. I have a feeling I know who that is. So, but like I was saying, there's 75,000 members of the National Guard in Washington, D.C. Nothing's going to happen to Biden. For one, the inauguration has always happened behind bulletproof glass, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, it's been that way for a while.
It's been that way since the Bush administration. I mean,
At least I think the first Bush, for sure, George W., but probably the first Bush, if not shortly after Reagan, because of the attempt on his life.
You know what? And I'm going to make a joke. Donald Trump is the only president to ever be impeached twice in American history. But I do feel bad for Mario because he's found out he's been impeached twice. Teal, I don't even think you understood what I just said.
No, I got it, but
he's gone over.
It didn't even really deserve cricket, so I kind of just stayed silent. Lee's commenting that the blue hair is a result of stressors.
Yeah, kind of. Lee, I'll give that one to you right away. Man, last week was a bitch. We're not even going to talk about it. Dude, I am going to say this since we haven't been on air since I've been home. It is so good to sit in my bedroom.
Yeah, being home is a very centering effect. So
being home and sitting in my room is so fucking better. Oh my God. I love sitting here in my room. I am going to admit that. Because I don't have all them probes attached to my head, you guys saw.
Huh. But yes, there's There's a lot of National Guardsmen, and nothing's gonna. I don't think there might be some skirmishes, there might be a couple of scuffles or something like that, but an all-out skirmish or firefight is very unlikely.
Very unlikely, but not impossible.
Correct.
Not impossible.
I mean, the whole thing though is like, and I've said this before about most people and most movements. It's like if you're going to go down that path and that, getting violent, you have to be prepared. Like if you go down that path, you're going to be met with violence, and you're going to have to be prepared that may be it.
You better be. I'm just going to say this. You take a shot at a National Guardsman, you better be prepared to die.
Correct. That's basically what it is. Is like you better be right with whatever deity you pray to, because that
you did.
It's basically there's basically not very many options left on the table. I'll just put it that way.
Do you think any of these National Guardsmen wants to shoot an American? No, none of us do. I'm not National Guard, but I support our military and everything. Like, here's my thing. Y'all really think, and I'm going to say this, y'all really don't think they'll hesitate on shooting somebody down there if they get shot at? Fuck no, because you're fucking with a family of people.
And that's exactly it. It's like people have to decide if they're going to go down that path. And if they do, we know the outcome. I mean, let's just be real.
Right, because here's the thing. The people that are down there, the National Guard that are down there, they consider themselves brothers and sisters. You think for one moment that you fuck with one of their family members, they're not going to retaliate? Fuck no. If I was with TLO and someone retaliated against him, do you think I would just stand there and not do a damn thing? No, you're fucking with my family. Which is now why I carry this on me.
Right.
And yes, there's a clip for it. It is on my belt. But I do carry this now with me everywhere I go. Because of fucking idiots that like to start shit. Except I will never bring this knife to a gunfight. So don't take that wrong. That's one thing I've been taught. You never take a knife to a gunfight.
No.
Now, let's talk about the sadness here for a minute, TLO.
Talk about the week?
The sad news of the weekend. I feel so bad for the Browns. If you watch the game.
I actually didn't. I only got a little bit of the Bucs Saints game, but most of the other football stuff I missed. Wasn't really drawn to it.
So the Browns only lost by 18, 19, 20. They only lost by 5 points.
No, from the highlights and whatnot, it was a good game.
Well, here's the thing. They fumbled in the end zone because of a target. Dude clashed him upside the head with the crown of his helmet. They went and watched the review of it and didn't come back and call it. And because they fumbled in the end zone and it went out of bounds, Kansas City got the ball back on a touchback.
Yeah.
The Browns got fucked that game. I'm going to be honest.
Well, I did hear about that call, and so. There's a lot of games that come down to one of those calls where you're just like, really? That kind of changed the whole complexion of the game.
But also, we did take out Patrick Mahomes.
Well, there is that.
We did take Mahomes out.
Took Mahomes out, and they still, won.
That fucking deal. I don't even want to talk about that QB. Holy fucking shit. For his first snap ever in a fucking NFL playoff game, holy fucking shit does that dude have an arm.
Yeah, I think Minnesota feels a little stupid.
Ooh, I do not know why Minnesota did not get him.
No, we had him. We had him on our team, I do believe, in 2016, 17 or something like that. And yeah, they never used him. And so, because it was, I do believe it was like what was his name? Castler and then what's his face now? Cousins. Those two, and those kind of held the captivation of everybody. And so Henny never got really a chance. And we traded him away after the first year. And then, yeah, look at him now. But, Minnesota's done a lot of those stupid, boneheaded decisions. I really, a lot of people are always seem to praise Spielman. I've never really been a big fan of him. I don't know. And now I believe he was hired as somebody else's, I think, what was it, either Chicago or Detroit's front of the house manager or whatever, or talent manager or whatnot. I was just like, okay, that seems silly.
I think so.
Yeah, right. I don't really think he's all that great. He's pretty good. He's definitely picked some good ones. But for the most part, there's been some pretty big busts. Does anybody remember that piece of shit Ponder?
Oh my god, I'm not even going there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even going to touch this with the 10-foot pole.
Yeah, right. Because that was just absolute garbage. Like that really was. Like, I mean, fucking garbage.
So let's talk about this too. We have a coach that just came into the NFL. This head coach, Teal. I don't know if you heard about this yet or not. Who retired from OSU because he had cancer and wanted to spend more time with his family.
Oh, yeah.
Urban Myers.
I was about to say Myers. Yeah.
Is now the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Which is a smart move, though.
Okay, this is how I'm going to express this. I don't even want to touch this topic with a 10-foot pole because I'm an Ohio State fan, and I'm still pissed off by the way he fucking done this. Now, I'm not even going to touch. I'm going to touch this with about a 3-foot pole. Okay.
Okay.
He retired completely out of football because he has cancer and said, I want to spend more time with my family. But at the same time, says 2 years later, oh, I'm going to be the head coach of Jacksonville. How is that fucking spending time with your family, you douche canoe?
Well, because he knows he's going to get a fat payout. Because I do believe Khan, the owner of the Jags, is like one of the richest guys in America. So,
like, can you see why I'm so irritated with this person?
Well, yeah, but you see people do that sort of dodgy shit all the time. I mean, hell, you can make a case of that for Gronkowski.
Shit, I can make a fucking case of that for fucking Antonio Brown if I wanted to.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, like, these douchebags do that all the time. Like, it's almost sometimes
I'll be right back. Keep going.
It's almost like a power move or something for the most part. Because, like, most of the time they'll do it at some sort of inopportune time for the team that they usually leave in the lurch, but definitely more opportunistic time for themselves. And yeah, I don't blame Mr. Urban because I don't know, going to the Jags where there's a lot of money that's being thrown around. And actually, even possibly because there's even more so new developments with the Jacksonville organization because their major project that they were trying to get accomplished, this development project across the river from their stadium, fell through. The city didn't approve it. And Khan's a little pissed because he's been trying to get this development going. And it's a decent development. You know, there's definitely things for the community. It's not just a consumeristic adventure. There's some nice park spaces planned out, nice open spaces, shit like that. But he wanted to build it around the franchise. But who knows now? He may want to pick up the franchise and go. The only guarantee, though, is that he is going to get a stellar quarterback to guide. And he knows, you know, he is a winning coach, and so he knows that he'll probably be able to guide this guy's trajectory basically just straight up.
Right.
And so yeah, no. I mean, and there's also another thing is it is the NFL versus a college. And I'm sorry, but college coaches definitely work a hell of a lot harder than NFL coaches. I would just tell you that right now.
I mean, yeah, that
For
is
what college coaches are getting paid, they deal with a lot more shit than professional NFL coaches do. And so, first, he's going to be in a very comfortable spot. He's going to get paid, that's for sure. He's going to get a stellar quarterback, and even if he is fighting cancer, I mean, the chances are your best bet to beat the cancer is more as a NFL football coach than a college coach. Sorry, just being realistic here.
okay. So here's my thing. The NFL is going on a ride that it should have been on, God, I would say a couple years ago. But here's my thing. If I see Tom Brady in one more fucking Super Bowl, I'm not going to be happy.
Oh, you know it's going to happen. It's going to be it's going to be Chiefs and Bucks. I mean, Green Bay is going to be a challenge, but Brady's going to come out with some of his Bradiness and make it to the big game because that is one of the things that he does excel at, and that's winning big games. Definitely more so than most other quarterbacks because even Aaron Rodgers, how great he is, has fallen short numerous times.
Yeah, I mean, you make a point. You know, if I go and look at the lineup right now, because I can.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's probably gonna be the Bucks over the Pack, like 48-43, because they're gonna be scoring. I have a feeling that's gonna be both quarterbacks know that they're basically the whole world is watching them. Because of the game, because of the implications, because of COVID, and everyone's pretty much glued to their televisions.
You know what? Here's my thing, though. I honestly don't think it's going to be the Chiefs going into the Super Bowl.
You think the Bills will be able to do it?
As long as Mahomes is out, he'll be out for 3 weeks. I don't think Kansas City has a chance.
Yeah.
Because here's the reason why. Kansas City only got lucky is because the Browns panicked.
Did they though?
I watched that whole game. They panicked. On that last first down play, they panicked like a motherfucker.
Well, if they panicked and they only lost by 5, then I would say they actually lucked out. Because we are talking about Patrick Mahomes, who can easily score 4 or 5 touchdowns. And this Henny guy, because he has an arm and because he's got a pretty damn good team around him, would probably easily score at least 2 to 3 touchdowns. I mean, he did.
We're not going to talk about that.
And yeah, I saw some of those throws, and I was like, damn, y'all.
I was rooting for the Browns. Y'all can just tell now.
Well, I know you were rooting for the Browns, but I was like, I don't know if I felt like, I don't know. Like, I definitely felt sad for the Browns, but I don't know if I almost felt sad because they were losing or because they were getting their asses handed to them by this guy who's never really played before.
I'm going to be honest. We really got our asses handed to us by Mahomes.
Well, in the first until he got the concussion, yeah.
The only reason we got our ass beat is because we underestimated their second string. But here's my thing too. Say Chiefs do advance into the Super Bowl. Not this weekend, but next weekend, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Actually, there'd still be the stupid Pro Bowl weekend, even though they're not actually playing the game. They're just having some stupid celebration or whatnot.
Oh, I heard they were playing the game.
Oh, they might want to, or they might be trying to go ahead with it. But
well, look how fucking bad Kansas City was.
Well, I thought the
Kansas City's lower stand was fucking packed full of people.
Well, no, I know, but that is Kansas.
Fucking packed. So what? You can pack the whole fucking bottom.
Well, no, and that's the thing is like it's all dependent on the stadiums and where they're at because of the different states. Because Florida has different restrictions than Kansas does.
See,
so there won't be. I don't believe they're letting any more than like I think 10,000 into the Super Bowl, and they had to fight for that.
I mean, yeah, because they need to make money this year.
Because yeah, they need to make money, and like they're in Florida, which is a fucking hotbed right now for COVID, or at least not right now, but has been for pretty much since the summer, which I knew was going to happen. I was like, oh, I don't know. The fucking states that have pretty much all coastlines and it's the summer and it might be hot and people have been locked up and locked away for a while. I don't know what they might end up doing. Sneaking off to the fucking beaches? I don't know. It's like you guys are just it's like people want to blame the spread of the COVID on politics, but it was just more just stupidity and arrogance. And like people thinking that like I don't know, people are thinking that people think a certain way. Well, obviously, because they've been doing that, assuming that was say the politics. But just in general. Garfield, what in the blue hell are you doing, cat? Yeah, tomato plants are not for climbing. Do you hear me?
Garfield, leave it alone.
See, Dwayne's talking to you.
Be a good kitty cat, or I'm not sending your treats.
Yeah, plop down and be chill. No claws though.
He's going like, but Dad.
Oh, he loves digging his claws into the leg.
I love Garfield.
Oh, he's a good kitty. When he's not climbing the tomato plants. Say hi. No, he's not speaking, but he's purring.
Garfield. For anybody who does not know who Garfield is our mascot for the Freedom Revolution Network.
Correct.
Primarily for my show, because I claimed him.
Right.
And for any of you is asking, what do you mean you claimed him? I claimed Garfield
As his mascot.
as my mascot. Scarlett didn't even get the chance.
No, she didn't.
I saw Garfield and I went like, I want him. He's mine. And it was up to TLO anyway, so.
Right.
But I don't know, man. Like I said, dude, it's just like, here's my thing. What people need to understand is we're not going back to normal.
Well, not anytime soon, no. In fact, we're going to probably get way abnormal, even more so in the next, I'd say, year or so. Yeah.
And that and yes, that scares some of us. How Scarlett and Tim, they're doing good. I just talked to Scarlett a couple of days ago. She's doing really good. Tim is doing good as well. Because you guys are probably asking where the fuck has Tim been with the original Red Pill show. Busy at work. Tim is literally busting his ass off. TLO is also busting his ass off at work.
Yeah. But mostly just at home.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of changes and whatnot.
You ever get your TV up yet?
Yes.
Show us the new TV, TLO.
It's big.
Show us the brand new television screen. Oh my God, that looks so good.
And that's the mood light
right behind it.
Yep.
And how big is that? 74 inches?
That is a 65. Yeah, normal retail, $1,000. I got it for $650.
Whoa! What the fuck is my computer?
What was that?
Dude, my computer's glitching out so bad right now.
Well, you seem to be fine, at least on this end.
No.
Well, now you're starting to get a little glitchy. But your picture was pretty clear there. Like it's still fairly clear. What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Oh, shit.
Hold on a minute.
Hold on a minute.
It's Dwayne in stereo.
Bro, something's going on with me.
Tila, where the fuck are you?
TLR, are you here?
Another place or something. I don't know.
Oh, shit, TLO.
Yeah.
My computer, guys, my computer has took a shit.
Well, you know, I know that was like your best impression of Doctor Strange and astral projection, but you know, nice try.
Look at this, dude. It just completely shut out my fucking browser. I don't
Yeah,
even touch a fucking thing.
that's weird.
The government's going like, no more computer for you, Dwayne. What did I do? What did I do wrong? You guys see this shit?
Yeah, we do see it.
What the fuck? I didn't do a damn thing besides speak the truth, fuckers.
Yeah, right.
Let's try this again, shall we? Guys are gonna see
And
me
being,
for a third time.
and being disappointed in the Browns. I don't know if that's really something to zap you for, but nowadays, if anybody gets offended, let me tell you, they're like, "Oh my God, how dare you!" It's like, stop it.
Am I gonna be
Yeah.
zapped again?
I don't know. As I was saying, they're kind of coming up with some arbitrary reasons. So
Your device isn't. I don't want to buy fucking antivirus software. Leave me alone.
yeah, that definitely sounds like a trap.
That's a trap. Everything with this computer is a trap. Everything. Oh my god.
You do seem to have quite the troubles with computers, Dwayne.
It's either me having troubles or Scarlett having troubles. Take your pick. Because let me tell you this, guys. The government does not like me nor Scarlett.
Well, with Scarlet, I think it's more reception or the signal.
Yeah, but she also got zapped.
Yeah, she gets zapped. But a lot of times, most often, all they have to do is probably just reposition a satellite, and then she's like out of range. Because it seems to like come and go, which denotes that it's moving with the satellite.
Yeah.
So let's see, what was the third topic you wanted to talk about there, Dwayne? We covered the Browns and the inauguration.
I don't even fucking remember now since I'm trying to fucking gain my bearings again. Dude, all the flashy, just my computer was doing is fucking with my head. Oh, God.
Well, I can talk about the fact that Hollywood is turning inside out with all their culture wars and bullshit like that. So that's been pretty entertaining in itself.
Yeah, that has.
Because let me tell you, some of those people in Hollywood, they really have detached themselves from reality, and it's scary that these people are operating out there, and there's people that are listening to what they have to say. And let me tell you, a lot of what they're saying is fairly misguided.
Right. So there is a lot of new movies coming in 2021.
Well, that's because most of them are movies that were supposed to come out this year but got pushed back. Like Godzilla versus Kong, that was actually supposed to be this fall or 2020, fall 2020. James Bond was supposed to be November 2020.
Right. They're coming out with a new SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that either.
You got The Dig coming out. The SpongeBob movie on the run. You can't have SpongeBob without the voice of SpongeBob.
Right?
Are you gonna really fuck up? Oh my god.
Yes, they are. Because that's what they love to do.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, Scarlet. Ah.
I mean, that's why there's a huge power struggle going on within Disney. Because you have one faction, people who actually know what Star Wars is about and what it's supposed to be about, not what, pandering politics and social identity crap run amok. Like, so there's the two factions. There's Mandalorian, which obviously everyone knows who runs that one. Is the people who know what Star Wars is about, because that's why it's so fucking popular. And then you have the weird what's going on with the comics, what's going on with the video games, the books, and the other movies. Because if you don't know, they're trying to release, like, I do believe 3 or 4 Star Wars movies a year. A year. Like, I'm sorry, it's called quality, not quantity, you fucking doorknobs. Like, everybody knows that. Everybody. Even China.
So there's a lot more movies coming out. Like I said, there's The Dig, directed by Simon Stone, Carey Mulligan, Ralph Fiennes, Lily James, Johnny Flynn, and Ben Chaplin, which is premiering on Netflix today. You have the SpongeBob movie coming out in February 21. Oh my god, I still can't stand that. Why are you doing SpongeBob and you don't have the voice of SpongeBob? Ugh! Trying to ruin my childhood?
Yes, they are.
Malcolm and Mary, Judas and the Black Messiah, To All the Boys, Always and Forever, I Care a Lot, Nomadland, The Father, Tom and...
You didn't know about that either, did you?
I did not know about the Tom and Jerry movie coming out.
Yeah, they're working on a Jetsons movie.
I'm done.
I've been done, man. Like, seriously, I have not watched a new... Like, the newest movie I think I watched was 2017 or 18.
Then you have, we'll just keep going through the list since I'm already down halfway through the fucking list. Not even halfway through. Coming to America. Okay, I'm done. How are you going to fuck up Raya in The Last Dragon?
See?
Oh my god, do I want to keep going?
No, you probably don't want to.
The King's...
I'm trying to tell you, man, like, it's getting bad in Hollywood, man. That's why they're starting to eat each other alive, because they're just...
Godzilla versus... Oh my god, Jesus Christ! Can we just let Godzilla rest in peace?
Well, Godzilla will never die. He'll probably outlive most of us.
No Time to Die. Oh my god, Jesus, you're really fucking with my childhood. Peter the Rabbit. Okay. Yeah. I'm really fucking done. Nope. Nope.
Oh my goodness, yeah. You don't even want to see the Peter Rabbit because I've seen some clips so far. Some oh my goodness, man.
I
Oh my,
might watch this movie.
I would never.
Mortal Kombat. I might watch it.
That one I'm intrigued, but I'm also fearful just because like they said they are making it a rated R, so that's a good step. The only thing is like they've basically gone and casted just a whole bunch of randos because they wanted to try and fill all the gender and racial check marks and whatnot. And so yeah.
Now, A Quiet Place,
That is just a cash grab. That's just a cash grab. Like
I
I'm sorry, you had a great movie and now it's almost like The Matrix.
I liked part 1.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I like part 1 too, and I'm not a big Krasinski fan. Like not a big fan of him at all. I thought he was actually one of the worst parts of The Office.
Last Night in Soho. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Me and Tealo are just going to critique movies here. We have 84 more to go, Tealo. We have nothing else better to do. Ron's Gone Wrong. Are you fuck?
No, I'm telling you, like I won't put it past Hollywood to not next year, but the year after, come out with a Point Break.
Black Widow. Okay, now I can watch that. It has the same girl that plays it anyways.
Yeah, and that one was another one that was supposed to come out last year.
Free Guy. I can watch that. That has Ryan Reynolds, so that has to be funny.
That's supposed to be very funny and very entertaining. Like it's got a good cast and it sounds like a good script and everything. So yeah.
Spiral. Oh no. This is a spinoff of Saw.
Yes.
Oh my God, Jesus!
Spiral.
Spiral. I haven't, dude. I didn't even get to Saw 3, and I quit.
Well, I think I got up to Saw 4, and I just thought it started to get just laughable. I didn't really like, kind of also like the Final Destinations. It's like seriously,
I
like
like
towards
that.
the end they had to start dropping like buildings and shit on people because it just started to get just stupid of the different ways they're trying to kill people.
Right, Crucella's going to be a good movie. F9 with Vin Diesel,
Yeah, the new Fast and Furious.
Tyrese Gibson, John Cena, Michelle Rodriguez, Ludacris, and Lucas Black. Ooh, that looks like a good movie. Are you fucking? I'm done.
No,
I'm not even looking at this list. Can we leave the Conjuring series alone?
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, anything that you had in the past is going to be regurgitated in a really obscene way today.
Well, okay. So watch this. The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. Starring the original actors Vera Farmiga, Patrick Wilson, who play Ed and Lorraine Warren. This is who directed the 2019's Conjuring adjacent spinoff, The Curse of La Llorona, takes reins as director while James Wan remains attached to the film as producer. Don't fucking switch! Oh my God, Jesus fucking Hollywood, you are really disappointing me right now.
See, that's why a lot of people were shitting kittens when that shit went down with Justice League. And that's why you have Justice League coming back out, because they know how fucked they did it.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, not watching it. In the Heights, not watching it.
I'm watching the new Ghostbusters because it's actually done by Ivan Reitman's son.
Okay, I'll watch it.
So yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, the guy who did it before his son. Like, yeah, I would trust him.
In the Heights, Luca, Venom. Oh my God! Ah!
Yeah, you really are kind of out of touch with movies, man, because a lot of these were ones that were supposed to come out last year, so most people know about them.
Zola.
Yeah, that looks dumb.
Minions. Top. Oh my God! I don't even. No. Nope. I'm done. I haven't even told my mom about this yet.
Well, you haven't even gotten to tease where you'll see, Top Gun Maverick or whatever. So
That's what I just said was Top Gun.
yeah, exactly.
The Forever Purge.
Yeah, another purge.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Space Jam.
Yeah, another Space Jam. Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing what the last one usually does when he's reading shit about Hollywood on a daily basis.
And the bad thing is I have IBM on my phone and I haven't even looked at it.
Yeah, no, it's
my God.
yeah, you mean IMDb?
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's bad. Well, I get a lot of my stuff from YouTube actually, because there's a lot of good YouTube channels and people who have the inside track and knowledge about a lot of this shit that goes on before it goes on. Right. So like I knew all the shit that was going down with Batman when they had to stop shooting. Because they first came out with some bullshit and then they had to finally fess up, and it was because Robert Pattinson had caught the COVID from going out partying and probably fucking somebody. And so they had to shut down the production of Batman for a while, and then they had some legal shit to iron out.
Then you have Uncharted, starring Tom Holland.
Now that looks good. That looks good.
It does, and I'm going to give it a chance. Not watching it. The Green Knight. What the?
Yeah.
Starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I know.
Hotel Trans.
Yes.
Come on. Sue it. Are you fuck?
Yes, and know what's kind of interesting and amusing about this? So it's the DC somewhat continuation of the Suicide Squad, but now it is directed by the guy who created and directed the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm done.
So we'll see what kind of transpires from that.
Deep water. We're making a part. Oh my.
See, this is exactly what I deal with every day when I look at the Hollywood news, because I'm just like, really, people? Like, what the fuck happened to you, Hollywood? Like, seriously, you guys are just all trash. Like, straight up, you guys are just all trash. Like, I'll put it out there. You're trash. There's a few good artists and directors that are still left, ones that keep their artistic integrity and don't just kowtow to studios or the whims of the weird fan bases and sheeple, and they put out good product, still.
Deep Waters. Respect. The Hitman's. We're making a remake of, oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ. The Candyman? We're bringing him back?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what else is there? The Beatles. Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if that's got. I heard that was being made. I wouldn't doubt if like Tom Hanks has something to do with it.
The Beatles?
Yeah.
No, they're using the actual Beatle stuff.
Oh.
Jackass
Oh.
4. The Baby Boss, Family Business. Death
Yeah, the
on
baby.
Nile.
That's also a part 2.
The Many Saints of Newark. Dune. Morbius.
Yeah. Well, I no.
Are we fucking kidding me? Halloween fucking what? 35? Hi,
Hey,
Garrett.
what's going on, Grant?
Grant, sorry, I fucked your name up completely because I'm fucking doing too much head damage to my head.
Well, that's what happens when you look at what Hollywood's doing
The
to
last,
itself.
the
Yeah.
the last duel. This is funny to you guys, and y'all are laughing at me, so I'm just gonna keep going. Hey guys, in November there's an untitled Elvis film, Internals. Tom Cruise, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, seriously though.
Not
Like, I'm
watching.
not even kidding.
Mission Impossible 7.
There's only that's the only thing that he's good in anymore though. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, Mission Impossible movies, that's the only thing he can do.
West Side Story. Okay, I'll watch that. It's a Steven Spielberg movie.
I am somewhat irritable about that one, but that's just because I was born and raised on the classic and they're totally redoing it. Like, they're not even using the real music. Yeah. And they're making a big deal about it, of course, trying to be more diverse. So you're going to have characters that didn't really need to be there that are now there. And it's going to be bullshit. I'm going to just be straight up.
Untitled Spider-Man. I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Well, just like I said, Disney wants to put out like 10 movies. Up to 5 Star Wars and up to 5 Marvel.
It's not
That's
even
their
Disney
game
I'm
plan.
mad at. It's not even Disney I'm mad at.
Well, let's just be real. Disney basically constitutes at least a good third of Hollywood now. That they own 20th Century Fox, Touchstone.
I need a fucking cigarette.
They have the Marvel properties. So those have a couple of production studios, including Marvel Studios itself, attached to it.
Right. You guys ready for the next one?
But wait, there's more.
The Matrix 4.
That's right. That's right.
I kind of needed those.
Dick drop. Oops, I'm sorry.
Starring Kenya Reeves, Carrie Ann Moss,
Kenny Reeves. I like it. I like
Jada.
it.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, so that's how I said it.
Keanu
Reeves. Are you fucking
What?
Jada Pinkett's no.
If you don't remember, she was in the original trilogy.
Yeah, I know, but no.
And at least I heard that they're giving her a decent part. Because I thought she was really underutilized in Matrix Revolutions. like very underutilized.
All right, so this is the movie of what it's saying. Somehow, someway, Neo and Trinity are set to return to the world of the Matrix, as Lana Wachowski is set to bring us another sci-fi action adventure set in the world digital world, where she where she helped create way back in 1999. We won't get Agent Smith or Morpheus this time around. But people like Yaha Abdul-Mateen, Neil Patrick Harris, Jessica Henwick, and some other bitch.
Sure. Some other waste of space.
Are joining the cast, so that's exciting. The film was already delayed once to 2022 after it was originally slated to open up in May of 2021. But now it's been moved back to a very competitive Christmas weekend. Sing 2. We're not even going to fucking like... Are you fuck... I'm done with Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Sherlock Holmes 3, I can get into that. Babylon, what, another one? Nightmare Alley, I swear to God, if this is a fucking remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm going to be pissed.
I haven't even heard of that.
It's December 2021. Army of the Dead, Blonde, Concrete Cowboy. Are you...
But Army of the Dead is another remake.
Of what, Mob of the Dead?
Basically, yeah. It's Army of the Dead is also brought to us by Zack Snyder. So the guy who's bringing us Justice League.
Oh, we got a shit ton more movies to go through.
Yeah, no, I was about to say 84 sounds light.
Don't Look Up.
Yeah, that one I kind of just want to, I don't know. I kind of want to hate fuck it. But I kind of want to hate, I want to hate fuck it. You want to know why? Because you got a tubby ass Leo, but you got a fine ass Christina. Like seriously, because that's Leo right there. The picture that's I'm sure there of the guy standing with the fucking doofus glasses and the sweater.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Rob Morgan, Jonah Hill, Timothy Chalamet, and Ariana Grande.
I do not. I'm not a girl, but I don't get the appeal of this Timothy Chalamet. Is it because he's French and he's stinky?
I don't know. Escape from Spiderhead, working from a script by Deadpool writing duo Rhett Reed. I'm done. The Guilty. The Harder They Fall. The Power of the Dog. What? Red. Tick, tick, boom. What the? Are you fucking kidding me, Rugrats?
Yes.
Antlers. I could probably get into that. It's a horror movie. Master of the Universe. God bless my soul as I'm about to lose more brain cells reading this list.
Yes, you could make a case for Hollywood dumbing it down.
The French Dispatch. Stillwater. With Matt Damon, Abigail Breslin, and Camille Cotton. Escape Room 2. Really? Like, the first Escape Room wasn't bad enough, you have to make part 2?
Yeah, that was pretty trashy.
Wicked. Oh my God. You're turning a musical into a movie.
Yeah.
I want to see how bad this goes.
Well, if it's any indication with that atrocity, that basically freaking alien abortion called Cats, yeah, it's going to be It's going to be a fucking shit-filled dumpster fire.
Pinocchio? What?
Yeah. Now that's interesting just because of the casting. Because they actually have some pretty decent actors, and what they're trying to do is actually attach it more to like the actual Italian Pinocchio fable, as opposed to like what we've all been indoctrinated with the Disney, with Geppetto, being dumb and old and dead, and Jiminy and all that fantasy shit. It's supposed to be like more realistic. Because I think they casted Stanley Tucci in there, and he is a pretty good actor. Like
now, right. So now we're gonna pick apart movies that came out in 2019 because now I'm on a movie raid and want to fucking kill more brain cells. And TLO, you've probably heard of some of these movies. I'm just now catching up. Climax. You ever heard of that movie?
I have.
What's your take on it?
Well, I haven't seen it, but I heard about it. I would probably skip it.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was a good one. I watched that in theater, and that was a good movie. That was so. Here, I'll show you guys a trailer of Stories to Tell in the Dark. TLO, am I still here?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure my computer hasn't lost brain cells like I have. I still can't believe they want to redo Rugrats.
They're making a fucking Rubik's Cube movie, right?
What?
Yeah.
Let me see your face so I know you're serious. You said what? Rubik's Cube?
Yes, a Rubik's Cube movie. I even heard they were talking about a stupid series too. So
I just lost more brain cells.
Oh, I haven't even dropped the Little House on the Prairie one yet.
Fuck off, TLO.
I know. When I heard that, I wanted to burn something.
Fuck off. I want to see what movies were supposed to come out in 2020. What movies were supposed to come out in 2020?
Black Widow, Godzilla versus Kong.
The 38 most anticipated movies of 2020. The Grudge. Really?
Yeah.
We're bringing that. Bad Boys for Life.
No, they're redoing it because this time they want to see black people die.
I watched it though. It was a good movie.
No, the original Grudge is a very good movie, and the original Grudge is a scary movie.
Yeah, Bad Boys for Life. I liked it, but I didn't.
Yeah, that I would say I liked it better than the second one, but only just.
Doolittle was a good movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Doolittle was entertaining. It was, but Robert Downey is almost always entertaining.
Gretel and Han. Oh my! What? Again? Oh my god! So what? They're not vampire hunters this time like they were last time?
Yeah, no. This time I think it's some weird other cockamamie story. I don't know.
Birds of Prey in the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. What the fuck?
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
Don't. It's a waste of time. It's
The
really
Lodge.
bad.
The
No,
Lodge.
I mean, yeah, that one too.
The Photograph. Downhill. Sonic the. I heard of that one. It's just now realizing that was an actual movie.
No, and that one actually was pretty good, to be honest. I would give it a B plus.
Fantasy Island. You fucked
That
with Call of the Wild? I'm done.
well, that Fantasy Island was absolute trash, and even the company that came out with it kind of admitted to it. They're like, yeah, sorry guys, that was pretty disappointing.
I'm done. They fucked with my, which is a good book, The Call of the Wild.
Oh yeah.
You should have left that as a kid's book.
Well, they're literally trying to just go back and redo everything and try and make it all, you know, up to date, which means they'll have some sort of agenda, but
Right. And then watch this, The Invisible Man. You want to know what the first opening line is, TLO on the bottom?
what?
After 2017's The Mummy failed to launch Universal Cinematic Universe of Classic Monsters, you failed on one movie, so you're going to try to make another?
Well, they've been failing for a while because they've been trying to do it for trying to bring that shit back since the Mummy back in the 90s.
And,
With Brendan Fraser and whatnot, because those were good and they were done quite well, but they had a vision and they had a plot. And they tried shortly thereafter with, I do believe, The Wolfman, and they had a decent actor attached to it, but it was still just a garbage movie, just still absolute trash. And then don't even get me started on that just absolute clusterfuck that Tom Cruise was in, because that really was bad. I mean that was basically one big cringe. The whole entire movie was one big cringe. And
yeah.
so that was the last time that they tried. And that's the thing, is they tried too hard, and that's why the original Mummy was so successful, is because it was trying, but it wasn't trying super hard. Like, it poked fun at itself at times, and that's why it was enjoyable. Plus you kind of grew with the characters, um which I always make a case for. You got to maintain your actors, you got to maintain the actual, like, plot development with the characters. That's the reason why Fast and Furious is still going, is because they developed the characters. At first, it was just a movie about people racing cars, but then it grew into something else because you started to realize that there was some depth behind these characters, and you started to realize that they had shit going on in their lives, some real shit, and you started to kind of grow with them because they've been around for so long and they kept the same people, and that always helps. Like, the minute you change an actor, like, you lose that maintaining that cohesion, the continuity, and it throws the whole fucking thing. And so those things worked. And so when you have this monster movie universe that they tried to go for, they try to do it a little bit better than what they tried to do. Like, don't try and get a dickhead like, Tom Cruise, um to be your tentpole actor. Get somebody who's, recognizable, likable, that sort of thing, and can probably do a good job. And like Brendan Fraser, I mean, there's no way you would consider him like an A-list actor, but he's pretty good, And so that's all you need, is somebody who's pretty good, a good script, people you can get down with, good action, because it did actually have, at the time, it had some really good fight scenes. Yeah. So they'll try it again. They'll try it again, and they'll try it again, because they're Universal. They're one of the last stands left, Dwayne. You have to realize that there's not that many studios left besides the Disney Megla Megla Corporation, and so They're trying to pull out all the stops that they can to stay relevant, to stay a relevant studio. That's why they're talking about continuing with spin-offs from Fast and Furious, is because they know that there's marketable characters and they could probably make a good, 4 to 5 movies off of a couple of the side characters because we've gotten to know them that well.
Right. Do you know that person in the comment section?
I have no idea who that is.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I'm not sure what all that is about. So
TLO did it before I could.
that's right.
I'm sitting here trying to find a fucking
take a timeout for Twix, bro.
like literally. Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to find a password for a movie site and I don't remember what the fuck it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I got spoiled a long time ago and everything's connected with the Google.
Well, no. So when me and Mackenzie were in the hotel TLO in September, she sent me her dad has this movie site that they use that he built. It's basically like Netflix, but you get to watch all these movies for free with no commercials. And I'm sitting here trying to find this fucking thing because I can't find it. Because I just went like, well, I want to go fucking. I wanted to go back and watch it and watch a movie that popped up. And now I'm sitting here struggling to find it. So I'm literally scrolling all the way back to last year to find
the movie or the password.
The site name and the password. I can probably call my fiance and go like, "What's the site?" Don't die on me, TLO.
I'm not.
But here's my thing. It's like, all these movies that Hollywood just gave me a fucking migraine.
Well, good thing you didn't watch them because you have a fucking aneurysm. Because yeah, some of them are bad. And then I got the excuse me, unfortunate mispleasure of seeing some of the offbeat contributions, some B movies, homemade shit. And people got some imaginations. I'll give them that. But man, I thought by this point in this day and age that there would be better at home or, something an app or a program that you can use to edit and do like graphics. Cause like some of these things I'm just like, wow, like, did they draw that onto the fucking screen? Like they're that bad.
Right? He said, I can't watch movies or TV anymore knowing what I know about Hollywood.
And that's so totally true. It's like there were days back in the old days, the old times, long, long, long time ago, Mr. TLO would frequent around 120 movies a year.
See, you're crazy.
I have not stepped foot in a movie theater for almost 2 years. Like, I don't have cable or television, and I don't watch most of that anymore because, wow, let me tell you, I've seen some of it. I've checked some of it out, and yeah, like even some of the shows that I used to watch years ago that are still on, like, are not even good anymore. So yeah, I totally feel you. I have a hard time watching Hollywood now, so that's why I delve into my collection of hundreds of movies, because I know they're good, and most of them are made before 2015. So, is your head still exploding over there, Dwayne?
Kind of. I'm just still trying to wrap my head around how truly Hollywood is fucked up.
It is. It's so hypocritical too. Like, that's the reason why it's turned me off in so many ways. Is a lot of those people are out there and they're like stomping for this, social thing or that social thing, and then they go around back and they just act like complete jerks or assholes. And it's like, but wait, I'm okay because of this. And it's like, no, no, dude, no, you're not. But people in this day and age, because of social media, they glom onto these people and like treat them as deities, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm sorry, I've got massive respect and love for a ton of different actors, including some of them that act like complete nut jobs and say some pretty stupid shit. But I still think that they're good at their craft, and that's what they were supposed to be in the first place. Was just they were supposed to be actors. They were supposed to go out there. This whole thing that I've seen recently, which really turns me off from Hollywood, is this weird, like, I don't even know what to call it, but like this thing where if there's a character that's written a certain way, they have to be that certain way, or if the character has a background in this, they have to be of that ethnicity or background. And like, for me, that's a turnoff, because I'm sorry, I've acted, I've done some stuff in front of the camera, but mostly on stage. And for me, part of the appeal of acting was portraying somebody outside of the box, outside of your character, not necessarily somebody that you would necessarily be even as a person, but just exploring the character and their motives and their motivations, and experiencing that. And you lose that if you're just sitting there and, oh, well, this person is supposed to be a black person, so it has to be cast by a black person, and it's like, okay. And like, I totally get these things where people like, what's the big one right now? I've seen around Bridgerton, I do believe, and how there's a lot of outcry with the changing of races with those characters, and I see it from both sides, and I totally agree with both sides. Both sides have fair points. That if you're doing something that's more historical, you probably should portray them as that ethnicity, because I'm sorry, you're never going to see a black Hitler. Okay. So so just putting that out there, folks. You're never going to see a black Hitler. So like, I understand where people were getting, vexed by the fact that the queen is portrayed by a black actress. And obviously there's no way a queen at that time, when whoo, we thought, slavery in America was bad. Oh, back in those times, in the hundos, I'm talking like the, 12, 13, 14 hundos. Man, it was not good at all. So I understand where both aspects of that argument are coming from, because I also feel that it should be up to the actor and their abilities and their characterizations, and that would dictate it. Because I've definitely enjoyed different things. Like, one of the things that I've always liked was Kenneth Branagh's Shakespeare, is
That
because
was
he
one.
had multiple different portrayals, different, ethnicities, like that sort of thing, and he kind of worked it in, but he did it in a way that it worked, because it was kind of part of the structure, like the way he did things with Richard III and having it in like almost like a World War II fascist setting and whatnot. And that was brilliant. And like the casting was done well. And just like I said, if an actor does their job and portrays a character well, the, it shouldn't matter what's dangling between their legs, what deity they pray to, what side of the block they walk on. Like, none of that should fucking matter. It's just whether or not they did a good job at their job, which is an actor. That's their job. Like, what do we get when we do a good job? Hopefully we get praise for it. Most of us usually don't get anything. Oh, good job, and maybe a keychain, um a fucking company keychain or something like that. But we usually get some sort of appraisal or some sort of good out of it. So it should be the same for them. They're actors. If they portray a good part and do it well, then they should get kudos for it. It doesn't matter what any of the other shit. It should just matter what's in front of you, what the final product is. So
The
yeah,
whole what?
that's my little rant.
What does that mean?
I think that's referral to how the portrayals, with the different characters, different, there's gender swapping is a big one right now. Um, that sort of thing. I think, I don't know. I'm just assuming, just because that's kind of what we're talking about, or at least what I'm talking about. Um, and yeah, I
You
mean, I made a point that, for a long time there weren't even women on stage. There was just men, and so men would portray women. So there's that. So there's, are people gonna get offended because a man portrays a woman in this day and age? Yes, and that's where the problem lies in. It shouldn't be a problem. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I saw something where people were offended because somebody was playing somebody that was autistic, but they weren't autistic. And I was just like, okay, like, fair point. I see, how
Hey,
people
I
are
see
like, oh, I'd
where
want to be represented and whatnot. But
I see where you're going with that because I know what TV show you're about to talk about here in a minute.
I'm not really going to talk about it. I'm just making an example that's something that's gone on in Hollywood, where, people are getting hypersensitive about casting and whatnot. And we shouldn't be hypersensitive about casting. We should make sure that people are represented, yes, but that should just be because people should just be represented, not because of certain agendas, not because of certain quotas, not because of this and not because of that. See, what people have forgotten in all the stomping and the fighting and the bickering is that people should be just judged as people. It shouldn't come down to any of the other denominators or whatnot. It should just be you judge a person by how they treat people around them, how they treat animals, if they're fair, you know, they play fair at sports, and obviously they're probably a decent person, you know, like stuff like that. You know, just judge them on things they do, whether or not they're assholes. You shouldn't judge people on color of their skin or what church they go to or what they decide to identify. None of that should matter. We should all just stop with that and just judge each other as good people or bad people.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it would definitely take care of a lot of the angst. It really would. Like, because people get themselves worked up, overly worked up, when we get into all these finite details about like the certain things, and it's like, no, like people who don't stress the details, like it's actually proven they live longer, more happier lives, is because they're not stressing themselves out, they're not assaulting their nervous systems, and therefore, you know, they're not wrecking the car, burning out the motor before 100,000 miles.
Right. God, why can't I find this fucking...
Oh, well, everyone tortures themselves to stay young. I mean, there's a lot of weird things. I mean, I believe they still are employing that stupid Russian technique for face masks where they use like leeches and they suck your blood and then they take them and like rub the blood on your face and shit, and it's supposed to like help rejuvenate it some weird vampiristic way. Um, and then obviously you have just the regular old nip tuck guys who are out there and they're trying to keep all the old biddies and old men looking young. So yeah, no, there's always been that sort of trying to look young forever. So yeah, I haven't seen any evidence to that excuse me, to that case with them doing the pituitary glands, but I had heard those whispers, and I don't put it past them. I don't put it past them. That's the thing, is like these are people who are very disconnected from reality. Um, you know, where they're sitting there talking, complaining about their tough lives in their, you know, $1 million homes, while people are literally out on the street dying. Um, and so I don't put it past them to do some weird fucked up thing to try and stay young, to try and stay hip, to try and stay popular, to try and stay relevant. Because that's basically what a lot of the TikTok and YouTube stars are. I'm sorry, but it's doing or saying a lot of weird, sick shit and getting people to glob onto you. It's definitely what goes on with the OnlyFans. That's
Yeah.
definitely what goes on there. So, because yeah, all that stuff, and like I don't get that. It's like, don't worry, I've had my days where TLO was playing little sugar daddy. Don't get me wrong. There is definitely a little bit of that, but I don't know. Like I've seen a lot of bad shit fall out from that lifestyle of making a majority of your funds off of like OnlyFans and whatnot. I saw a lot of them are having some real issues with psychological, you know, mental health, um, issues with relationships, trying to carry them on, that sort of thing. And then obviously the people who get worked up and the fact that they're basically being manipulated into gifting or tipping or whatever it is at that moment of time, because they change it to, I don't know, for their guilty conscience or liability sake. But whatever that case may be, a lot of these people are pouring a lot of their livelihoods, and their time into these people, believing that they're going to somehow win their singular affection. And so, like, there's this weird, primal competitiveness, because I'm sure that plays into it mentally. um I don't know, because, like, I've never been, like, I'm sorry, I just, there's plenty of cute girls and whatnot on the internet, and plenty of free places. I don't necessarily have to give them a new Movado watch for them to, play with themselves and say my name while they're doing it. I'm sorry, I'm just not that kind of guy. You know, trust me, I have spoiled my girls plenty, plenty. So that isn't an issue. I'm not a tightwad by any means. I've even gone about and made sure my friends and people around me are taken care of, because if I have it, I make sure that, you know, if I see somebody who's without or may need it, all right, I got you. But, the just, I mean, forking over money, just gobs of money. Like, I knew this guy who had done it for a while, and he literally cleared out his bank accounts, and he had a decent little nest egg going on. And, like, he was totally in this mindset that he was gonna just, somehow, like, win over the affection of this girl. And I was just like, wow, like, hell, I may be lonely and without for over a year now, but yeah, no, just no. I mean, yeah, no. I'd rather do more dangerous things, like rearranging my sock drawer or ironing my cat, just to, you know, name a couple of things. Not sure what happened to our our host, our main man here. He decided to take a little break, I guess.
I'm back. Sorry about that. TLO.
That's good. That's good.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Dude, I'm still losing brain cells from the fucking movies.
Well, yeah, no, it's getting bad, man. Hollywood just wants to go back, and first of all, they want to try and destroy, like you said, our childhood, because they've deemed it, you know, reprehensible, because there's too much patriarchy, too much misogyny, too much white male, too much this, too much that. And it's just like, whoa. I don't know. I didn't remember any of those things, you know. And, like, no, I wasn't one of those guys that, 6-year-olds that would be like, no, I don't want to play Barbies with you. I would play Barbies with, my best friend's sisters.
Right.
If he was, like, doing something, or, like, whatever, or if they were, like, really clamoring, like, oh, let's play Barbies, let's play Barbies. I was like, okay, fine, let's play Barbies. Like, it was no big deal. So, like, I don't get where, like, there's all these weird, like, hateful tropes being paraded around, or, like, all these old movies that are being put up as example of some sort of atrocities or offenses committed. And it's getting ridiculous. And that's why you see a lot of these movies that are being made that are, like, being totally contrived. Like, I will not watch any more Star Trek.
Fuck
I
that.
will not watch any more Star Trek. Ever. And I saw every movie released in the theater. Every movie. And then you started down this fucking Discovery and this Picard and all this bullshit. A lot of people say it started with the J.J. Abrams. You know, lens flares aside, I thought the J.J. Abrams were at least a decent offering. Yes, there was some of that pandering going on, but at least it was at a level where it was like, oh, yeah, no, that was a shot at a guy. Oh, that was a shot at a white male. Like, oh, there was a shot at the patriarchy, you know, that sort of thing. But it wasn't like just overt, and everything that they said in the script was just disdain for anybody that had a penis. Like Ghostbusters. Like, I'm sorry. I watched that 3 times because I was trying to give it a chance. I really was, but that was just bad. That really was. I mean, there's so many ways that you could try and get your message across. So many ways, and that was just not it. Kind of like that failed attempt called Cuties. Because that also was a failed attempt. Yes, thank you, MGTOW. He's put it. I try not to say woke because people get all offended. Oh, so you're anti-woke, so you're just a racist or a bigot or blah blah blah, this or that. And it's just like, wow, dude, chill out. Like, I didn't say any of that. You're like fucking projecting or something. Right. But yes, it basically comes down to this, MGTOW. Woke shit. And it is. It's like I saw a few episodes of Discovery and like I literally felt nauseous. I'm not even kidding. I started to get those fucking the watery mouth, the kind of dizziness. Like, I seriously got nauseous because it was nothing like Star Trek. Nothing at all like Star Trek. And I can't even tell you, like, just the clips I've seen of like the Spock character, because I can't even call that Spock. I can't even, like, just the 3 minutes I saw on YouTube, and I was just like, I was appalled. I was like, really? What is this garbage? And then I saw a review about an episode, and it basically, like, it showed a 5-minute clip, and in that entirety, all the characters were crying. Like, literally, they said the entire episode was just everybody was crying. And I'm like, okay. Like, I can understand if a situation is stressful. I can understand if a situation is sad. But not everybody's going to be crying, okay? Not everybody's like that. People react in different ways, okay? To different situations and environments and whatnot. So, like, for everyone to just be bawling on the camera, it just sounds unnerving, to be honest.
What? And here's my opinion on the Star Trek movies. Is I watched the 2014 version of Star Trek.
Yeah, the J.J. Abrams.
And I didn't like it.
I thought it was a decent attempt. And that's the thing, is like, J.J. Abrams at least tried to maintain something that was Star Trek. And he didn't basically just take and throw everything out, shit on it, and then like polish it up and try and pass it off as Star Trek.
I disagree. They fucking ruined that movie.
And how so?
Just the way it was played out, dude. Like, the characters could have been played out a little bit better.
Well, that's the thing that people kind of forget is the characters played out actually quite well to the circumstances that happened. And that's part of the reason why the J.J. Abrams somewhat worked, because it worked still in the continuity and the actual like science of Star Trek, as opposed to like tardigrades and whatever bullshit they're passing off with whatever now. Um, when Nero's ship went back and caused this eruption, it altered everything. And so like, yeah, the characters were those characters, but they were altered. And to be honest, they were portrayed fairly well as far as what they were supposed to be altered.
Agreed. I can agree on that.
I mean, and obviously, you know, when it comes down to the actual like how things played out, it definitely didn't feel Star Trek-y, you know. But then again, there weren't too many times or occasions that planet Earth was in direct threat. So say example, Voyage Home, Star Trek 4. They found a solution where basically the whales contacted the aliens, told them to fuck off, and they did. Then you have First Contact, and so they tried to change history, but they were able to destroy the Borg because the Borg are just nasty, and that was that. This was the first time that you had basically what was portrayed as a terrorist, because Nero basically was a terrorist. He wasn't working in any capacity for the Romulan government. He was just wreaking revenge because he watched the homeworld burn. And so It was kind of like the first sort of introduction of like having a terrorist. I mean, I don't know. Like you can make a case for insurrection, Star Trek Insurrection, where there's somewhat of a terrorist element, but still that even that still doesn't even jive. And that still was somewhat of a different sort of scenario and played more into the old fashioned or the traditional Star Trek sort of themes or the narrative or the world of Star Trek that Gene Roddenberry put forth. Because yeah, what's out there now, what Discovery or Picard, what any of that is not Roddenberry. You can slap Star Trek on it, but it's not Roddenberry. It's not.
You know what? All these movies are coming out since my brain's kind of able.
Has it caught up?
Since my brain is starting to finally slow down where I can think. Here's my honest opinion about all the movies they're making, okay? A couple of them I will watch. A couple of them, a lot of them I will not.
Yeah.
Naming one of these movies I will not watch is Mission Impossible 7.
I don't know. Like I literally just rented the Fallout from Redbox, and I was like, yeah, it was all right. It's like, but most of the people around it, around Tom Cruise, are the ones that make Mission Impossible good. It's not even Tom Cruise anymore. It's all the characters, like Simon Pegg's character.
The tech guy's name. God, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I forgot what his name is, but it's played by Simon Pegg. And yeah, he's a good character. And they usually have some sort of interchangeable badass woman that's fairly good. And the one in Fallout, I forgot who she was. She was all right. Obviously, the most notable of Fallout was Mr. Cavill. So
And the bad thing is I have HBO Max on my phone, right?
Right.
Let's go see what movies are on here.
Well, not too many good ones yet, because the big releases are. You can watch the Wonder Woman 1984, but I
So,
heard that had traveled down the path of, as MGTOW stated previously, the woke shit.
so Batman Begins is on here. Shazam, The Losers, Batman versus Superman, Wonder Woman 1984, no, the Wonder Woman, regular Woman, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, Justice League, Men of Steel, The Watchmen, the Superman movie, Superman the movies, the other Superman, Justice League Wars. I'm not even going to go even more into the DC multiverse because I might kill myself at that point.
That's what the majority of the movies are, though, because it's more. HBO is owned by Warner Brothers, and so who owns the rights to DC? Warner Brothers. So I wouldn't doubt it if Sucker Punch is on there, because that's actually another DC Comics property.
A through Z. If I'm looking, okay, if I just click A
or S.
Well, these are the movies they have.
Are you seriously going to list them all alphabetically?
No, I'm just looking to see which ones they have. They have Against the Wall, The Adventures of Pinocchio. Trying to see what good ones are on here. The Amazing Panda Adventure, if anybody remembers that one. They have all three American Pies. ATLO.
Yes.
That One Night in band camp.
Yeah, that's and that's the thing is, like, once again, you kept the actors, the same actors, and you had a decent franchise. So a memorable one. Everyone still remembers that. Everyone's going to remember that. Everyone's going to talk about fucking One Night in band camp. Like, everyone's going to keep talking about that. Either that or someone will be called Stifler's mom.
Right. They have Batman. The only human version of Batman they have is Batman Begins. They have Batman Mystery of Wonder Woman. Batman Under the Red Hood. Batman versus Robin.
Yeah.
They have Battleship, The Bay, Beauty and the Beast, Beavis and Butthead, Becoming Jane, B Season. I'm just reading a couple of these off. Ooh, Beware the Slenderman's a good one. They have Blade 1, Blade 2, and Blade 3. Now, I'm not going to lie, the Blade movies are fucking really good.
He was one of the original badass superhero movies. Most people forget about him, and I don't know, some people make a case that it's because he's black, but I think it's just because a lot of people were kind of hating on the idea of comic book movies, because there was actually quite a few at that time, but there was a lot of misses.
Right. They had The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which I would never watch again after the first time I broke down in tears.
Well, yeah, that's like one of the most depressing fucking movies you could ever watch.
By the People, the election of Barack Obama. I ain't watching that. He was a disgrace to this country.
I wasn't a disgrace to this country, but he sure as hell wasn't as fantastic as everyone made him out to be.
Oh no, I still see him as a disgrace to this country. The Color Purple. That's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
Um,
Its harshness and its dated criticisms.
they had the Conjuring movies, from what I can tell. The Crow was a good movie.
Yeah. See, in the 90s, as far as superhero movies, there was only basically three of them: The Crow, Blade, and The Mask, and that was it. All the all the rest of them were kind of not so good. Does anybody remember that Mario Brothers shenanigans?
Shut up.
I wanted to like it. Like it's in my collection just because, on general principle, it was
It's
one of
Mario.
the it was one of the first movies that was seen at a certain place, so kind of holds a little bit of memory for me.
Right. They have both Dark Knight movies,
Yeah.
which is good. I'm just picking out movies that I know and seeing if you've ever heard of them.
Well, of course. I mean, as I said, most of these I actually have, but
Um,
like I do have every Batman movie.
oh my God, they got both Dirty Dancings on here.
And you know they're making another one, right?
So this would be the third Dirty Dancing they've ever done.
Yeah,
Because you have Dirty Dancing and Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
correct. But now they're making another one that's supposed to be a direct sequel. So this is technically going to be Dirty Dancing 2 because it actually has the people, albeit -1.
They have The Education of Muhammad Hussein, the
Yeah,
astronaut.
yeah, I don't know about all that.
Let's see. I'm just seeing what you know about some of these movies. I'm testing your knowledge on movies, TLO. Even though I already know a lot of your knowledge of movies. What about Faces?
That one I haven't really heard of.
Uh, Final Destination 5. We already talked about that.
Yep.
Flags of Our Fathers. What do you know? I know it's a
That
book.
one looks good.
I've read the book. The book's a good one.
And they did some really great casting with it. So that one I expect probably be mentioned in the award season, at least for a couple things.
Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. What do you know?
It's probably going to be garbage. That's all I know. It's been in production hell for the last 3 years.
Well, this is the original one.
Because it was supposed to come out like last year.
Well, this
Or I should say 2 years ago.
this is the original Freddy's Dead.
What do you mean the original Freddy's Dead?
It
Or
is
they're just re-releasing it?
no, it's the 1991 version. The 1991 version of Freddy's Dead.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because I want some opinions on some movies before I go and watch them. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Is it any good?
And that one I have no idea. See, that as I was saying, is like I've started to not even really pay much attention to Hollywood. They've dissed me and dissed my childhood too much and too often. It's like I don't even really pay attention much to it anymore. Like I honestly, like I really don't watch movies that are new or anything like that. I haven't watched any new movies for a while.
Oh my god. Okay, guys, I'm not technically getting undressed. I have long johns under these pants. This belt is fucking. These belts and these jeans are fucking killing my ass.
He just wants to take his pants off in front of you people.
Shut up. I have long johns on. I said that already. Oh my god, Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck. Holy
I don't think we had the right music for that.
Shut up, TLO. I don't strip in front of people. Well, I do, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know if I want to fucking continue watching movies anymore. I might just stick with my TV shows.
Well, that's the thing is, yeah, I watch a bunch of old shit most of the time because, yeah, the new shit is just, it's sad.
Like Gremlins, dude. Like, if they ever come out with another Gremlins, I'm going to be pissed.
I am kind of surprised they haven't.
They came out with the cartoon version.
Well, yeah, I remember that, but that was kind of part of it still because I was only, what, 4 or 5 years after the movies came out.
Hard to Kill, Steven Seagal.
I don't even know if I would get, like, I kind of want to see it just to laugh at him, but, you know, whatever.
Nope, fuck that. Not watching the Hills Have Eyes movies. I've done it once, and I had nightmares for weeks.
I always thought those movies were funny. You should see the original ones. Those ones were really creepy.
That's what I was saying is the original ones, not fucking doing it ever again. Watching that one girl get fucking raped in the fucking trailer by fucking
yeah.
something. No, I'm just seeing what movies they have they have both It's okay. I'm gonna go watch that now.
You do realize that you're on a show, right?
Yeah, I'm not leaving the show, but
yeah, I'm just gonna watch a movie and you guys can watch me watching this movie.
I'm not gonna do that to you guys. You know, I'm just like, since we're on the topic of movies, dude, like HBO Max has thousands of movies. And a lot of them are older movies from what it looks like. Like they have all the Leprechaun movies.
They have if you remember, the company is called New Line Cinema, and they own that. And so, yeah,
also own
Leprechaun, Blade,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I do believe there's another franchise. Oh yeah,
Friday the 13th.
No. Wait for it. Austin Powers.
Yep.
Austin Powers is a New Line Cinema. They've actually talked about him coming back and doing another one of those.
No.
I actually think, or I actually agree with that, just because it was somewhat of a parody with a lot of shit before, and so like he could just basically do a movie that's a parody of life, and it'll be funny because life is just so fucked and outrageous as it is. It would just be hilarious.
You want to know what's one movie I will watch over and over again? American Sniper.
American what?
American Sniper.
That's funny. I would agree with you half of that.
You gotta say that told his story though fucking true to the day.
Well, no, it was a good movie, and it was very much accurate.
Now there's one movie I will not watch anymore. The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
What, you're not gonna have midnight viewing party at on Halloween. Dress up as your favorite character.
TLO.
Do the time warp.
I love you. But I watched that movie when I was 8.
Ha! Fuck that, boy. I watched the Time Bandits when I was 4.
Okay, now you lost me with your oldness.
If you think the hills have eyes is bad, you don't want to do that. You don't
want to do what?
To be honest, anything Terry Gilliam, because he makes movies that will fuck with your mind.
You tell me this, knowing I'm going to go do it anyways. You know this, right?
Well, I was hoping that you'd have better judgment, but you know.
TLO, how long have you known me now?
Well, we're going on about 2.5 years.
I thought it was only been a year.
No, it was from late 2019. Because remember, we were all talking about the COVID before it came.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it was my start of, it was towards the end of 2019, so it's been.
Yeah, so fair enough. It's only been a year and a half, but still.
Yeah, so next year God, 9 months, and 9 months will be, sorry guys, I'm trying to find my letter. I keep fucking losing this thing. If my head wasn't attached, I would lose this too.
Well, tonight especially.
Do you know what? Tonight's just a different story. I burnt my brain cells looking at that movie list.
Yeah.
And TLO didn't even warn me.
No. Well, you should have known better. If I was telling you that I wasn't going to be watching none of that shit, then you should know better. Because you know it's bad then. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I will watch some shitty movies, but they have to be at least, like, done in a way that I can tell they were trying.
And
like, that's the thing. Because that's what it is. It's an art form. So if they were trying to do what they're trying to do, then, yeah, I give them kudos and I'll give them a chance. Granted, it's probably going to be garbage and I'm going to laugh at it, but, you know, I'm going to give it a fair shot.
I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to do at movies? That sunk.
Well, most often it is about critiquing or whatnot, because it is supposed to be an art form. Supposed to be is the key word, because
that's what I was about to say. Are you supposed to laugh at them? Like, dude, like as a kid,
well, you can as comedy.
I mean, as a kid, dude, I'm gonna sound sick and sadistic here in about 2 minutes. But as a kid, dude, I laughed at Dr. Giggles.
No, I was laughing at Freddy Krueger when I was fucking 5, 6 years old. So yeah.
Oh no, Dr. Giggles fucking beats the movies.
Like, yeah, when when it was like the Dream Warriors, and you know that one that was addicted, and his fingers turned to needles. That shit made me laugh. I laughed my ass off. And their little holes on her arms turned into mouths, and they're like sucking because they wanted to get it fixed. I was just like, that dumb bitch is dead.
The one I laughed at the most
at 5 years old.
The one I laughed at the most was, I don't remember which one it is, but since I have HBO Max, I'm gonna go find it later tonight. Is the one where that bitch got fucking she was in her dream, but they were her and her boyfriend were sleeping in the one room, and that bitch got thrown up in the fucking air, like on the ceiling and shit, and was being tossed around like a fucking rag doll. That's the one I was laughing at, like 9 years old.
I think that's the second one. Yeah.
Because she's in the dream, she's standing in the alleyway. She tries to go back in the house. Now, also the one I was laughing at when I was really young, though, too, was when Freddy ripped out that boy's stomach and just came walking out. I'm like, as soon as I saw his eyeball, I'm like, that fucker's dead.
Well, obviously, most of the Freddy Krueger movies, that's the reason why you watch them, is how he's going to exploit and eviscerate the kiddos.
Freddy Krueger is still my favorite villain, hands down, today.
Well, he had such passion and joy for what he did, so
they couldn't have picked anybody else to play.
Oh yeah,
play
well
him.
there is that. You know, that was definitely something made for Robert Englund.
Am I sad at the fact that he finally came out and said he was allergic to the makeup and he couldn't do it no more? Yes, I was sad. Now, let me tell you which one gave me the nightmare the most. Freddy versus Jason.
I love how any of them gave you nightmares. I don't know. I don't know. I've had probably nightmares that were too extreme for me to be scared by conventional movie magic. I don't know.
Oh, come on. The Hills Have Eyes had to fuck you up in some way, shape, or form.
Nah, man. Like seriously, at a young age I was exposed to that, so I was somewhat desensitized. Cause like I watched because my father was very non-discriminate about that shit. So he was watching stuff like that. I Spit on Your Grave.
Kill Bill.
Oh, this is way before that. But yeah, no, just a lot of the nasty sort of revenge flicks. He was into that sort of shit.
Do you know what? We're going to pull a prank on my mom for a minute since we're sitting here, since you just said something, TLO. And I want you guys to hear her response about this movie if I ask her if I can buy it and bring it in the house. Were you sleeping?
No, what do you want?
Hey, so I have a question.
What?
How would you kill me if I brought the movie Spit on Your Grave in the house?
Yes, Dwayne, you know how I feel about that. Bye.
You're a great son.
I want to watch them.
Well, everyone noticed how, you just called her and then just like, okay, bye. Just hung up.
I want to watch them. I'm trying. I've been trying. So a lot of you are probably wondering what the fuck I'm fiddling with. So I got a new toy, Tilo, and I showed you, but I want to show these guys. So I got a new toy. So it comes in this little case and it has a little belt thing on the back, right?
Right.
I have a new toy. New toy. What do you think about it?
Well, besides it's shiny.
Is that the only thing you like about it? Is it's fucking shiny?
Yeah, it's a knife. What else is supposed to be cool about it?
Dude, have you look at the artwork on this thing though, like the way the wood and everything is, dude.
Let's just say when I get a knife, that's not the additional option I'm looking for.
Right. So funny story. I went into Speedway 2 nights ago with this, right? So
That's always a good start to a story.
Well, I had this on my belt. Okay, it sits on my belt. And where the fuck's my mask? And I'll show you guys. So this is literally how I look walking into a store as soon as I find my mask. You know, I can see why this lady was concerned. I truly can. But at the same time, honestly, don't give a fuck. You know, because there's going to be Karens out there that want to destroy people's lives. And I honestly felt like she was just being a fucking Karen. No. My computer came flying at me. Oh no. I have a ghost in my house. Where's my mask? Okay, so I got a new mask. And it's like one of them fabric ones that you put down around your neck and then pull up to your face.
Yes.
So I have that on it, and it's only to about right here. You know, or probably down here more. Still covering my nose. And I have my knife on my hip. I just go in to get a pop, dude. That's the only thing I wanted was a 44-ounce drink. I did not think
Where do you think this story is going, ladies and gentlemen? I walk into a store with a face covering and a knife in my hand. All I want is a 20-ounce pop, people. That's all I want.
It wasn't in my hand. It was on my belt. It was in my case. It's in my case, and I just want something to drink. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Sounds like a bad movie right there, Dwayne.
So this Karen walks up to me and goes like, "You were too young to have that fucking knife. I would like you to hand that to me, please." And I'm
too young to have that knife. Like,
I'm going like, here we go.
Come around to my block, bitch. There's 12-year-olds with bigger knives than that running around.
And so here comes this Karen walking to me. She goes up and tells the store manager, like, hey, he has a face covering and a knife on, and he looks at me, he goes like, I know him. His mom used to work for the store. He's not going to do anything fucking stupid. And plus, he's in here almost every day with a mask and some sort of weapon on him.
Right.
He went like, shit, I've had worse. I've had a 21-year-old walk in my fucking store with a concealed carry and open carrying it.
Right.
So she comes back to me and goes like, I want that fucking knife. I look at her and say, get fucked, Karen.
Right. Which is totally within your right because you're a fucking adult, and so she needs to go somewhere with herself.
I'm an adult, and if my buddy didn't think that giving me this knife would have been suitable, I wouldn't have the knife. Now, mind you, my buddy is a lot older than me who gave me this fucking knife. So, mind you, he's an adult as well, and he has his marbles in a bunch. Me, well, we all know how the fuck that is. Dwayne doesn't have his marbles together. As we can all tell, I dyed my hair fucking blue. So, I looked at her and I said, get fucked, Karen. And my manager went like, Dwayne, I'm like, don't be so mean. She was like, yeah, you owe me an apology. I said, get fucked, cunt. I said, do you want me to be any politer than I can get in this situation? And she goes like, well, Biden's going to take all that away from you anyways. I went and like, go ahead. Try. Going like, oh, I'm going to take away all of your guns. He's going to take away all of your knives and everything. So I said, what? He's going to take our kitchen knives as well?
Right.
Because I'm just being a smartass at this point, dude. I'm just toying with her. So then she runs into me again today at Walmart. She goes like, I want that fucking knife. And she goes and reaches on my belt and tries to grab it off, thinking it's just clipped, like the pouch just clipped to my belt.
Not punch her?
No, I threw her ass to the fucking floor. She got elbowed in the throat and thrown to the floor.
Yeah, for real. The minute you cross that line and start touching, especially in an aggressive manner, all bets are off. I don't give a fuck. Once again, what dangles between your legs?
Well, then her husband comes up and tries to do the same thing. There's a massive cop behind me in the process, letting me deal with this on my own.
Right? He's like, they're grown. Let them go.
So he stands there and watches the situation, and now comes and, now there's other officers walking in the store. And he goes like, you want to press charges? I went like, no. He went like,
right.
You don't what? He was like, well, we're going to arrest him anyways. I'm like,
well, no shit.
This ain't on me. And so they ended up letting him go because I didn't want to press charges. As he's letting her out of handcuffs, I said, can I say one more thing to her while she has handcuffs on? And she goes like, what? I'm like, get fucked, Karen.
There's plenty of them out there.
And I learned it off a dude from TikTok who sells this merch.
Oh, these people, I tell you.
Dude, I hate stupid people.
Oh, yeah. I am definitely not fond of them.
I mean, I feel bad for you, TLO. You probably deal with the worst Karens of them all.
There are quite a few here in Minnesota. There are quite a few. A lot of privileged people who think that, just because they have money and just because they may donate, $1,000 to some bullshit thing a year, that it gives them special right to lord over other people or, be like that and like assume and be invasive and angry because, their life sucks so fucking much that they have to try and project it onto you. Because that's all that shit was. It's like, seriously, people, take a look in the mirrors. Like, a lot of you people, I think, don't realize how ridiculous you look in these situations. Like, even if you really feel that you're right, the whole world is looking at you. And yeah, you might have some people that are on your side, but a lot of the world thinks you're just a dumbass.
We will deal with it for the rest of our life.
Right?
I even looked at a Trump supporter today and said, get fucked, Karen. Because I thought it was, dude, it's because I thought it was funny. A lot of these people have learned that you're not going to fuck with me anymore. I have new things and new ways I can say it. Please don't fuck with me. It's like people really don't understand. Like, if I want to carry my knife on my side, I'm going to carry my knife no matter what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's for my protection. I mean, shit, TLO, how many do you carry on you a night? Like 4 or 5?
No, only 3.
Okay. I wasn't that far off.
No. But that's just because it's gotten pretty dicey around here. I mean, in your part, there's probably a little bit of a homeless problem, but definitely nothing comparative here in Minneapolis. I just think we've had like tent cities and shit that's made international news and whatnot. So, and most of those are cleared away right now because they're deemed not safe. Wherever they can fit and squeeze into whatever cracks and crannies in the city. So it's been a hot mess. I mean, just today I saw a transient person getting in a little bit of a scuffle with like 5, 6 officers because they wouldn't wear a mask on the train, and so it's always something. It's always something. And
Right.
so, yeah, you always have to have something as far as protection, because it's not only that. There's a lot of disenfranchised young idiots that are running around here too. We've got one of the higher levels of carjackings in the nation here in Minneapolis and whatnot, and so that's gotten kind of ridiculous. It's usually like 2 or 3 a day, so that started to be ridiculous. And I know pretty much it's going to be just like Fast and the Furious, the original one. And the truckers are getting jumped, so eventually they're going to arm themselves, and eventually. Actually, I think I saw something to that effect, but I don't think it was here in Minneapolis. I wouldn't doubt if it's somewhere in the southern states. But I think somebody tried to carjack somebody. I wouldn't doubt if it was like Atlanta or something. Tried to carjack them, and they they caught a bullet.
Right. TLO, just to let you know, that Ghost Hunter 3230 in the chat that you see is me.
Yeah.
Just so you know. That way you know it's me talking.
Well, as long as you don't say anything inappropriate.
Yeah, I'm the only one. Yeah, I'm the only one that has block power, my friend. Me say things inappropriate? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like what?
Okay, this dude's getting put in a timeout. 60. You know what? I'm going to be nice and go 15 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. Assholes. See, now TLO, I can go into YouTube and I can go do this.
I'll say I'm strictly in StreamYards right now, so
Well,
if I did that YouTube and StreamYards, I'd get that little that echo action.
no, I was going like, because you can, mute people and stuff in the StreamYards.
Yes, you can.
I can go like this and go like. But see, I'm gonna go remove my comment as well.
Right.
And I'm gonna go here. Is it not gonna let me? Oh shit! Oh my! Wow!
All right, Dwayne. See what happens?
Can I undo this?
What happens, Dwayne?
Can I undo this?
I don't think so. Oh, Dwayne.
I just done fucked up.
I tell you what, Dwayne.
Well, TLO put me in timeout, y'all. We'll blame it on TLO this time, not me. So, Dwayne, what did you do to get put out in timeout last night? Said fuck you to TLO.
Right.
Well, maybe you'll stop dicking around, but it's my job to dick around. The fuck are you talking about? I ain't got nothing else fucking better to do some nights.
Right. Well, speaking of dinking around, I should probably dink around with some dinner, so.
Yeah, I'm starting to get fucking hungry. TLO, I'll fucking call you.
All right, man.
Guys, thank you so much for being here on the Freedom Revolution Network. You guys are the reason we are here. You guys are the reason that we come on like this and we have fun. Even I was gone for like 20 minutes dealing with something personal. That's why we have co-hosts as well, because once my mic and my camera goes off, TLO knows something's up. But guys, I want to thank you for joining us here in the Night Talk. I am your host, Dwayne, and I'm with your co-host, TLO. TLO, do you have any last words, my good friend?
Garfield says, shut the fuck up and stay in your lane.
Good shit, Garfield. We heard it from the cat.
That's right.
From the cat himself. What's up, fat cat? Are you? Oh my god, I love him. But guys, from the seas into the skies, and from the great fucked up place we call America. Good night, y'all.